My friends, how are you today? It is fantastic to see you for yet another video. And we've got kind of an interesting thing going on right now, as I believe we are watching Donald Trump's presidential term completely implode right in front of our faces. And I know I catch a lot of hell sometimes on this channel for being a little bit too optimistic, but as you watch how the American people are responding to Donald Trump's absolute nonsense, you start to get a little bit excited. You start to think, hey, maybe there is something here. And America is not going to fall into fascism. And I find that to be very interesting, my friends. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how I feel Donald Trump is the most hated president in American history by far. And also his attempt to take over America with his fascist regime appears to me to be coming to a screeching halt, my friends. What we know first and foremost is that Donald Trump literally has the worst approval rating in the history of presidents. Unless you ask Fox News, unless you ask every dork out there that lets Fox News influence their minds because they don't want to think for themselves anymore, who says Donald Trump is the most impressive, most amazing president that has ever happened to America. Out here in the real world, my friends, his approval rating is absolutely falling just dramatically day by day. And I understand that approval ratings aren't everything. I think that matters more in a democracy, right, where people are worried about their next election. But in this attempted authoritarian takeover of America, I don't think they're really worried about their next election. So as much as the approval ratings show that the Republican Party is destroying itself from the inside through their policies that are destroying working class America, I don't know how much that really matters. But what does matter is that we're watching as the American people are standing up to this nonsense. And I want to give a shout out to the rest of the world while I'm talking about all of this, because it truly was the rest of the world that stood up to Donald Trump first, which here in America, we're how do I mean to say that? We're used to seeing everybody just bow down to Donald Trump and fall in line and do whatever he says. And then you've got countries like, what always stands out to me is Canada. When Donald Trump said, we're going to tariff the living shit out of your products and we're going to turn you into the 51st state. We are looking for economic destruction of Canada so that we can now turn you into one of our states and you will be under the rule of King Donald. Canada stood the fuck up and said, we're not going to take this shit at all. And right now, contrary to the bullshit that comes out of the MAGA dorks' mouths, plural, you're seeing Canada start to rise in global influence and power. Economically, they are doing better than the United States and making better deals with other countries, while America continues to unfortunately fall under Donald Trump's bullshit. Canada has really stood up for themselves and has done a lot of good things for their country. I'm still watching the situation with Canada and China when it comes to, I think, BYD, the EVs from China, and the canola with Canada. I haven't seen anything on that deal, but I'm watching that because that's going to be a big deal in the event that that happens, and I think it's going to be a positive thing for Canada, though I do see the negatives that people are bringing up. So I wanted to give a shout out to the world, though, that has also stood up to Donald Trump. But here in America, it's been a completely fucking different story, as we've watched institutions in the government fall in line to Donald Trump. We've watched law firms and colleges and TV stations all fall in line and do what this son of a bitch says. And the interesting thing is, it's led to complete destruction, not complete destruction, but financial harm to these institutions anytime they fall in line with Donald Trump, which isn't that fucking shocking. This is a guy that's gone bankrupt 6 times and is currently bankrupting America. This son of a bitch has bankrupted casinos. The motto is the house always wins. It is not shocking to anybody paying attention that Donald Trump is bankrupting more and more things, right? But on top of the approval ratings in a just complete downfall. We are seeing American people, one, stand up to Donald Trump. The 7 million Americans that went out for the No Kings protest, these protests just keep growing in power over time as more and more Americans are realizing that they're getting fucked. We're finally seeing people stand up to Donald Trump. And what this country is realizing is when you stand up to Donald Trump, nothing fucking happens. He might do some childish shit like post AI videos of him taking a dump out of a jet on protesters, but does that really fucking mean anything? Do we really need to get up in arms because Donald Trump is showing how he feels about the American people? We always knew that Donald Trump would take a shit on us if he got the chance, my friends. But we're seeing more and more Americans stand up, and something I'll continue to cover as it continues to unfold is rural America, and especially the farmers really realizing, hey, we're fucked over here. All of this is really, really bad. As we know, we're watching the farmers completely collapse right now as they cannot sell a single soybean, one single soybean to China. That's just absolutely devastating their markets, and the farmers are getting prepared to file bankruptcy in mass fucking numbers. While that is happening, because of Donald Trump's poor trade policies having to do with China, Donald Trump turns around and bails out fucking Argentina, officially now to the tune of $40 billion. $40 billion going to Argentina to bail out their government while he is bankrupting Americans. Argentina turns around, tears down their trade barriers on soybeans with China, sells billions of dollars in soybean to China, while the American farmer is still left aside to go bankrupt in favor of J.D. Vance and Acre Trader. And the farmers are finally waking up to the fact that this is not America first. Donald Trump just sold your asses out. Bad. The worst I've ever seen, I think, in my fucking life. And I'm not even making fun of Donald Trump when I talk hyperbolic like that. This is bad. This is fucking absolutely terrible, right? And then on top of that, the things going on with rural America also is the closing of all the hospitals out there. You don't want to get in a farming accident now because you might as well fucking die. You're dead. You're as good as dead at this point. But they're closing down all these rural hospitals, or getting ready to even, because of the Big Beautiful Bill. All the cuts to the Medicare, Medicaid, all those things that are causing these rural hospitals to close, which is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of jobs. I don't know the official estimate that will be lost, but healthcare will be lost also. And on top of that, the estimates I read, now these estimates may be different, but the estimates I read said it was somewhere around $38 billion on these Obamacare tax credits that are set to expire, that are going to cause the healthcare premiums to double, triple, and quadruple in price. The estimates I heard was $38 billion. Now, if that's true or not, I'm not entirely sure. But remember, right now, Donald Trump and the Republican Party is saying that you can't have somewhat affordable health care in this country because that money just went to fucking Argentina. That's what's being said to you right now. All right, so we're watching as so many people are going broke, losing their jobs, going bankrupt, losing their small businesses, losing their family farms, all while Donald Trump bails out another country after running on the platform of America First. That is not America first. Our farmers need to be saved right now. That's all there is to it. And the bailout isn't good enough. Donald Trump groveling at the feet of other world leaders may be what it would take to say, I'm sorry, I'm a fucking idiot. I destroyed all these markets. I have handed control of the tariffs back to the fucking Congress. I will just sit over here. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'll just resign because I realized I'm such a huge fuck up that I'm going to resign. Now, does anybody see Donald Trump doing that? I don't think he's going to do that. Do you? So the bailout for the farmers isn't enough. As a matter of fact, they are just done. They are absolutely done. On top of that, it gets worse, my friends. We have seen consecutive months now of job losses to the point that Donald Trump fired the head of the BLS because they were reporting the accurate numbers. The government's currently shut down, so we can't get those numbers anyways. And we're relying on companies like ADP to report that, yep, America continues to lose jobs, right? And the fact is, people are starting to wake up to the reality of what is going on out here, all right? Donald Trump at this point only offers America one thing, all right? And that one thing only applies to very few people in this country. Do you want to know what that one thing is, my friends? Are you excited to hear what that one thing is? That one thing is racism. That is all that is fucking left from the Donald Trump administration. Now, we all know that Donald Trump ran on racism, and don't try to fucking fool me with this shit, all right? And tell me that it's not. Look at me. I am a dumb hick. I am from the country. I was raised amongst the rednecks. I understand every one of those dog whistles when it comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. And a lot of times it isn't even dog whistles. It's just blatant racism in your face. Fuck you if you don't look like me and you're a different race from me. And I know a lot of people have tried to convince us for a very long time that Donald Trump's not racist and we're not racist either and all this bullshit. But you have to think of everything that is going on right now in America, right? All the things I've covered, the healthcare losses, the massive job losses, the businesses going under, the farmers going bankrupt. You cannot point to a single economic positive that Donald Trump has brought to America. And we were told, my friends, we were told you just have to wait because things are going to get worse before they get better. But there is absolutely zero plan to make anything better. There is nothing in motion, period, at all, that makes anything better. As a matter of fact, Mike Johnson keeps sending Congress home because he does not want to swear in the new Democratic candidate that won over in Arizona. He doesn't want to swear her in because she'll be the 218th signature to get those goddamn Epstein files out. As you can see, the Republicans are not working for America at all right now. And you know, you get a lot of the delusional people that come out and say, everything's better for me still. I'm doing so much better under Donald Trump. And I hear it a lot as a truck driver. I know I'm not in my truck today. As a matter of fact, I'm taking a little bit of an extended vacation. You guys might not see me in a truck till next week. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But you guys know when I'm covering the downfall of the trucking industry that is going on right now. I hear from a lot of truckers that say this is bullshit. I'm doing the best I've ever done under Donald Trump. And we know we live in a country of fucking delusional people. Because straight up, simply, the numbers do not lie. Truck drivers have lost their jobs so far to the tune of at least 30,000 trucking jobs lost. And a lot of people will try to tell me, oh, that's all the immigrants Donald Trump is getting out of trucking, and that's why you're seeing a job loss. Well, if that were true, we would see massive job gain in a good economy to fill in the spots of all those truck drivers that are leaving America. We would see a massive push by the government to keep our supply chain moving in the form of grants to help you get your CDL to be a truck driver, things like that. You would see a massive push from trucking companies out there to hire people, and not what you see now. I understand it can be a little bit confusing because you'll see on the back of a trailer somewhere, now hiring $5,000 bonus. That fucking sticker on the back of that trailer has been there for the last 10 years, and these trucking companies aren't going to pull in their however many trailers they have around the country, 10,000 trailers, 50,000 trailers, just to remove that sticker. They just put it there and they fucking forgot about it, is what's going on. But you'd see an actual massive push from these trucking companies to start hiring people, and you're just not fucking seeing it. So my friends, the interesting part about all of this is the proof is in the pudding. The numbers are there. Everything that Donald Trump has done so far has been destructive to the American working class. He has been just a massive assault on us in any way possible. The tariffs raising our prices. The tariffs causing job loss and business owners to close down. The assault on Americans' somewhat affordable healthcare. It was still too goddamn expensive to begin with. But the assault on our healthcare. What can we really afford anymore? What do we really have? No attempt at all to raise a minimum wage, some sort of living wage, empower unions, actually start building mass manufacturing plants. No massive infrastructure projects. Nothing whatsoever. The entire thing is to line Donald Trump's pocket and make him more wealthy, which he has done to the tune of billions of dollars since he has been in office. So once you look at all the facts and all the information, this is where the whole thing gets real fucking interesting, my friends. Like I said earlier in the video, the only thing left that Donald Trump offers is racism. That is it. That's all that's fucking left. And I think it's pretty fucking interesting. Scary, yes, of course, obviously. But interesting in the sense that we are going to see how many Americans are willing to give it all up just so they can say whatever bullshit is on their mind publicly, whatever horrifying shit they want to come out of their mouth, how much they're willing to give up just so they can say all that shit. Because there are some out there, my friends, and it is our duty to take advantage of that in any way we can, right? But there are some people out there that are willing to ride this all the way to the ground into utter fucking financial ruin, homelessness, just so they can say the N-word in public and shit like that. And to me, I find that to be truly fucking fascinating. Don't you? I mean, don't you find that to at least be a little bit interesting that that's the only thing that Donald Trump is offering to people? And we see it. We get to watch it happen in real time. When I hear from the truckers that tell me everything's good out here. False. It literally is not. The numbers are out there and everything is not good. Everything has been substantially worse since Donald Trump came into office. How far are they willing to ride this down into racism just so they can get to say the horrible things they want to say, or even take the horrible actions that they want to take? And I think we will see a substantial amount of Americans willing to go that distance and be in it to win it so that they can do all those horrible things that they want to do. But economically, Donald Trump offers nothing to the American people. And the point of this video, I know I got a little bit sidetracked, but I feel like I made some pretty good fucking points. But the point of this video is Donald Trump is wildly, wildly fucking unpopular in this country. Not only is he wildly unpopular, but more and more Americans are standing up and saying, dude, you are fucking us over. And standing up and defying Donald Trump. I'm defying Donald Trump right now. Everybody that gets on this platform and speaks out against Donald Trump is defying Donald Trump right now. Everybody that shows up to those protests is defying Donald Trump and saying we will not have fascism in this country. Every farmer out there right now that is getting on the news and talking about how pissed off they are about Donald Trump's economic policy that has pushed them into bankruptcy is defying Donald Trump. Every news station, you guys get the fucking point. We are seeing it more and more and more. And the more people stand up, the more you take away power from these fucking dorks like Stephen Miller that are not going to do shit. Now, they may freak out at the end. There may be like a lot of escalation while they realize that they are losing control. But the point is, if you're paying attention, yeah, they're trying to be scary. Yes, they're trying to be intimidating. Yes, they are trying to get you to fall in line. But if you are paying attention to what's happening, every day this regime loses just a little bit more fucking power. And it's going to continue to escalate or accelerate, rather, and we're going to see them lose that power more and more and more as the American people realize just how fucked they are. And to wrap it up, I wish we never went down this road. I wish this never happened in America, but as long as we come out the other end, I honestly think that this may have been the wake-up call that a lot of fucking Americans needed, and we maybe can do what other countries in the past who were under a fascist regime have done, and come out the other end better, and actually start to do something for this fucking country that benefits the people of it instead of the billionaires of this country. I have high hopes, my friends. We'll see how it all goes. With all that said, I got to get back to work. I'm going to research some more videos for us. Love you guys. Bye now.